Gold is gaining, crypto, Bitcoin waning a little bit. We'll take a look at all the charts, plus do live chart requests if we have time, and shoot the SHIT as we normally do. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. If you're watching this live, man, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, including in the first 1 minute of the show, roughly, the synchronized slurp. Grab a tasty beverage. I grab my tasty beverage. We slurp them synchronously together wherever you are in the world. Right now, it's the slurp heard around the world. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Good to see you, people. Let's get straight to the charts. My name is Joe Main. I've been a stacker of precious metals since 2010, a stacker of crypto since 2013. Now I do this week daily live show. I also work for three of the big boy gold and silver bullion dealers here in Australia. You've probably seen me a bunch of times in store. I've probably served a bunch of you. I've certainly packed a lot of your orders and all that kind of stuff. And I've been the social media guy for a couple of those companies, actually all three of those companies, since, 11 years, something like that. Now, again, I do this week daily live show. Can you do me a favor? There's my speed test. Can you do me a favor and follow me on X? That would be really, really appreciated. So x.com/it's Joe Main. You can also follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/the Joe Main. I know it sounds a little bit funny, a little bit like the Joe Main. That's all I could find. Give me 1 second. I do this little thing at the end right here. Oh, it's not going to let me. That's okay. I'll go back to here. We're going to do some quick shout outs and then we'll get to said topics of the day. Post a comment right now. What were you drinking with your synchronized slurp? I really want to know. Give me 1 second. I'll fix this thing and then we get to today's topics. Yeah, it always does this to me. That's kind of annoying. But what do you do? Great to see so many people watching. We will be talking about gold, BTC, crypto. We're talking about ZBCN as well. That's had a bit of an extra, little bit of a pump just recently. And then I do that thing. And then we're going to be trending like a mofo. Let's do some shout outs. Good evening, stackers from Dallas, Texas. I didn't realize you were from... Did I know you were from Texas? Posh Sloth. Very jealous. A good friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, Sam from Liberty Bullion, was just in Texas and is now in Las Vegas at the Bitcoin conference, but was just in Texas. We saw a video on social media of him at a range, at a pew-pew range, really shooting off some giant ass pew-pews. And I'm insanely jealous, and I told him as such. So can't wait to get to Texas. Gerald, crypto not looking good because it's looking great. Oh, my Lord. Richard, good to see you, my friend. Crypto isn't looking good. Hopefully, new month, new week, new move. Yeah, it might be just a little bit of a dip. GM, Stackers, good to see you. Metamint, great to see you again. Big Buddha, g'day, Joe and gang. Great to see you, my friend. Yes, fantastic. The show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. It's good place. I've heard it's a good place to be. Many people in the United States, business people, a lot of them are flocking to talk to Texas. Let's talk ZBCN. We'll talk about ZBCN when the time is right for me. Crypto Deep State, great to see you on Twitter, my friend. Got a lot to get through, Crypto Deep State, so stay tight, and we'll definitely be talking about ZBCN because it's actually one that's been punching through while everything else has been going down. Actually, just so you know, ZBCN has been something we've been talking about for a long time. So, guys, and Count Chicken as well. We'll get to ZBCN, but you're going to have to wait because it's my show and I do what I want. But we definitely will be talking about it. Be happy to treat you to some defluorinated water. Absolutely agree. Cool. Let's get into today's topics. We'll take a look at gold, Bitcoin, crypto, ZBCN, and some of the others as well. Please follow me on X. Here is gold on the 4-hour time frame. Sure, why not? Priced in USD, $3,314.15 US dollars. Yes, I just did pick my nose. It is gaining a little bit. So remember what I said yesterday? We came down to the bottom end of the zag zone. It's from this high and this low. And I literally said, we're about here. And I said, that's cool. We can spike down And I showed you on the daily, we've been spiking down here, and this was red. So this was a red candle, and we were below here. And I said, you just got to watch out for spikes. You know, spikes mean S-H-I-T. Spikes mean shit, right? It's where you close at. What did we do? In the time after the show, we closed right back in the zag zone, and we actually closed above the 0.5 level from this high and this low, the Fib 500. That's really good. So gold has been gaining, and so far we're remaining above it. What I need to see from here clearly is just bounce off the Fib 500 and then break this downtrend line, and then we'd be looking good for a bit of a pumpy pump. I would actually suggest, probably, not guaranteed, but that's pretty good. You break through this level here. You've got this 0.786 to get through 3,420 roughly, but really be pretty good for a new all-time high in gold, I'd imagine, so long as we can get through this area right about there. So that's gold. Gold is gaining at the moment. So it's a real battle between risk on and risk off assets at the moment. Neither is the clear winner. Okay, let's take a look at silver. Silver on the 4-hour time frame, USD $33.26.25 US cents. We're at the top end of the symmetrical triangle right here. This is on the 4-hour time frame, so this only goes back to the 22nd of May, okay? But pretty clearly, we had that spike down. Now we've had a spike above, okay? So it's a little bit of indecision, but it's hovering around the top end, which is a good thing. You know, hopefully we just break through, and then if you break through there, we're going to be taking probably out $33.70 pretty quickly, and then obviously we're talking about $35. Break $35, it's going to be a quick move to $50. Pretty much quick in terms of precious metals, not quick in terms of crypto. Quick in terms of crypto is like 15 minutes. Precious metals, it's like, you know, a few days, couple of weeks, something like that. But $50 silver is coming. That is absolutely guaranteed. Hey, all to all the wonderful crypto bros, and that's a complimentary term, by the way. Some of you wonderful crypto bros, if you are not aware, I just want to show you something here. Okay, so all the people who have jumped on to have a listen about what I have to say about ZBCN, we'll be getting to that very quickly. But you really want to be taking a look at this old chestnut right here. Okay, this is silver. Okay, for you lovely crypto people, who I am one of them. Okay. If for some of you are like, I hate precious metals, gold sucks, silver's awful, never again, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, what is that? That's the world's largest 45-year cup and handle formation. Okay, if you know anything about cup and handle formations, very likely, 99% chance at this stage, right? That's going to be taken out, $50 roughly, and then you're in price discovery. Just for my crypto people, all my precious metals people know that silver is the only asset in the world that existed in 1980 and that exists today that is still under its 1980 price. Let me say that again. Every asset in the world that existed in 1980 that still exists today is above its 1980 price, except for silver. Only one. Okay, this is a beach ball been pushed very, very deep under the water, and when it pops, it's going to effing pop. Okay, again, doesn't take as quick as crypto gains and all that kind of stuff, but you know, you take more risk with crypto. Cool. It's going to triple digit easy. We're at 33 American dollars roughly right now. It's going to triple digit silver, no problem. And of course, we've been talking about things such as $700 US silver. Okay, that's really doable. Not in the next 3 to 5 years. We're talking like 10, 20 years. Okay, but somewhere up here is actually very doable on the logarithmic scale. Okay, why? Because that's just a simple measured move between here and here. Okay, anyone who knows about, measuring cup and handle potential end targets knows you do that, and then you do that, and then we're at like $680, $700. Cool? So just for my crypto bros who are eagerly awaiting me to talk about ZBCN, which has had a really big pump in the last few days, really consider putting a portion of your crypto winnings into precious metals, silver in particular. Cool? Anyway, short answer is it's looking really good for a pop very soon. I don't know exactly when, but when it goes, it goes. Cool? You might also consider some platinum. Platinum's actually had a bit of a rise recently, again, for the crypto bros watching. And it's at $1,080. It's coming out of its accumulation range, just so you know. So we're all expecting it, price go up and down, but we're all expecting it to go to new highs eventually. So we're just in a bit of a dip. That's fine. Weekly candles. Beautiful week last week. Don't know exactly where it's going to go in the short term. Could come anywhere down to like 1,045, anywhere down to maybe $1,000 again if it does have a bit of a dip over the next few weeks. But we do know once it breaks this downtrend line right here, the one that goes all the way back to 2008 when it was $2,300. Okay, once it breaks there, let me get rid of you so you can see it better. Once it breaks there, we are looking very, very good. Okay, up and down, price go up and down, but looking really good over the longer term. That is the Platinum Quick Watch as well. But gold, nice little gainer, actually. So that means the gold to silver ratio is still around about your 1 to 100, a slight little move higher. Yep. Silver miners is very almost about to break out. Okay, so watch silver miners. This is the silver miners index. Okay, don't want to buy individual silver mining stocks. Buy the silver miners index, SIL. You can buy that on the New York Stock Exchange. You can buy it in Australia through various platforms. Okay. Also, if you want to take a bit more risk, but definitely more reward, would be the silver junior miners. Okay, smaller caps. But when they pop, they really pop, and they pop the most of all the miners. Okay, that's a silver miner, junior miners index as well. SLV is the iShares Silver Trust. There's lots of ways to get into silver without needing to buy the physical. Of course, I've been stacking physical precious metals since like 2010, of course, and I've worked for 3 major bullion dealers. If you want to know anything about how to stack physical silver and gold and platinum, I'm definitely the person to speak to, subscribe to, and follow, because I've answered all the questions a billion times before. And right now, if you want what I think is the best bullion dealer in all of Australia, basically it's Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Why? They give you free shipping when you buy 20 or more items. Buy 20 or more items, get free shipping. That's it. No other bullion dealer in Australia gives you free shipping. A lot of you people in the States are like, yeah, bullion dealers do free shipping when you spend over $200, $300, $400. No, it can't work that way. It hasn't worked that way in Australia. None of them have ever dared to give free shipping. Perth Bullion Exchange launched last year in May and decided we're going to be the first, and I still think they're the best now. Okay, they're the one to beat in the bullion dealer industry here in Australia. perthbullion.com.au. Let's get to Bitcoin and crypto, and we'll get to ZBCN as well. I've got to talk about the big boys though. Cool. That's the index. I don't want the index. I want Bitstamp Exchange. Let's take the daily, shall we? Pop on some indicators as well. Yeah, there's your RSI. Cool. By the way, hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. You get a warm and fuzzy feeling when you do. Trend lines. Yeah, I'll get rid of that too. And you can go as well. How live is this? As live as you can get. Wow, that was a good segue. Here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame, priced in US dollars, 105,745. All right, so we did break through the 106,700 mark. So we have broken market structure for the short term at least. Okay, so definitely heading down from here. The question is where? When I say definitely, not 100%, we can get faked out and just rocket up from here. Sure. On balance of probability, 90% chance we see some lower prices. I think that's pretty damn obvious. Okay, but what did we do? I've been saying, of course, if you break here, that was a 106,700-ish. That's going to be a change of market structure. Why? Because now, instead of getting higher highs and lower highs, higher highs, I always do this wrong, higher highs and higher lows, instead of getting higher highs, right, and higher lows, you just got a lower high and now a lower low as well. So a lower high and a lower low than that one. Okay, so that's a change of market structure, at least for the short term. Cool, so we are probably heading down further. Where could we head down to? Well, there's a couple of Fibonacci levels you'd want to look out for. I'd be looking out for anywhere in the ZAG zone, and we have been talking about a couple of key areas. So watch out for this. That's kind of the main area you could expect it to get down to. If you wanted a retracement, but you wanted it to be a bullish retracement, then what you'd actually be looking for is a bounce off the 0.236. Hey, bounce off there, mate, doesn't even get into the normal ZAG zone that you would expect from a key low and a key high. Okay, bounce off there, mate, that's really good. Very clear bullish sign, onwards and upwards we go. Okay, so you do that and then break there, off we go. Okay, I'm betting on something more so down to this level here, at least down to here at about $97,000, $98,000. You've also got the confluence with the previous all-time highs of the last bull run. Okay, so this is going back to here and here. That's that uptrend line, which got respected very well back in here. Okay, broke back below, became resistance, broke again, and now you want to see that as support. Okay, pretty simple. That's pretty good, what's the word? Confluence between getting into the ZAG zone, but it's the top end of the ZAG zone, no problem. I also watched an amazing weekly market scan on Mastering the Markets. So you are going to get the plug for them, Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Join their 10-week foundational course if you want to learn to be a better investor. Join the year-long comprehensive course if you want to be like a full-on trader. But they also have their academy, academy.masteringthemarkets.com. I'm showing you this for a very specific reason. So I watched this last night. So it's Craig Tapping's weekly market scan. Okay, you get ASX Traders weekly market scan. He does 2 a week. You get Craig Tapping stuff. And he was specifically showing the liquidation levels, and I'm probably not going to be able to find it, but give me 1 second, see if I can. It was towards the end. Give me 1 sec. We're going to see it here. Can I find it? Just so you know, talking about rough liquidation levels on Bitcoin. Probably not going to find it. Give me 1 second. No, anyway, I was talking about the liquidation levels for longs to get their stop losses liquidated, etc. And they're actually, a big cluster is sitting, just so you know, at around about $91,000 US. So it's around about here-ish. Okay, so I could even see it come down to that area. Okay, but my preference, if you just want to see a nice healthy retracement, okay, and we are going down further, is around about there, 96, 97, off that uptrend line, and then that would just be perfect, like chef's kiss. Perfect on the 4-hour time frame. We're already getting into, starting to get into extremely oversold already. And on the 1 hour, we're already there. So yeah, no, I'm expecting more of a dip. That's the short answer for Bitcoin. Could I be wrong? Yes. Should you dollar cost average? You do you. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance on the 4-hour. Nope. Where are we? Okay, bounced off the 0.382. Bounced off the ZAG zone from this high and this low. Okay, again, as the Bitcoin dominance is rising, that's not good for your altcoin holdings, okay? Or if you're holding dry powder, which I'm not in any crypto except for a bit of dust at the moment. I'm waiting for confirmation of further down or further up. If it goes further down, I'm probably going to short some things. If it goes further up, I'm going to go long. Duh. You don't want to see this go up if you want altcoins to go up. Okay, you want to see this tank. Well, so far we're holding support here at the 0.382. You want to see that, short answer. But we're holding it so far. Okay, so indeterminate yet for altcoins. The other way we do it is we look at others. Oh, just as the show, as we've been speaking and as I've been preparing for the show this morning, we've seen a breakdown. Okay, others looks like we might continue down a little bit further. Others has broken the 260 billion area and now at 259 billion. On balance of probability, we're going to see some lower prices, some lower market cap, I should say, which would be dropping general crypto. Okay, now we're not in, oh my God, it's terrible news, we're going down from here territory yet. Okay, you've got this trend line right there, which you really want to hold. hold that, and then we're cool. If you don't hold that, then watch out for here. So there's two main trend lines to watch out for. One is this one here. Okay, you want to see that bounce pretty darn quickly. I'll tell you what, that would be setting up potential bullish divergence if it did. If we bounced here, okay, that would be setting up a higher low, then a lower low on the relative strength index, and that could be a potential hidden bullish divergence. So sure, let's have a fake out there, no problem. I'd love that because I want to go long on my favorite cryptos and, you know, make bank again. That'd be great. Breakthrough there, you're probably heading down to at least test this downtrend line, and that's anywhere down to about 230 billion. That's the last like max pain level that it might freak everyone out. That needs to bounce there or else we're screwed. Okay. So yeah, don't know just yet. Still indeterminate, not in crypto in any kind of major way. Did someone say ZBCN? I think you did. Cool. Let's take a look at it, people. Thanks for waiting. But patience is a virtue. Let's just get rid of all this crap, and I'll show you a bunch of things for ZBCN. Again, this has been brought to you, my GMS crowd, by the wonderful Gerald Draper, who loves ZBCN, big holder of ZBCN. If you're familiar with Gerald Draper and some of the other ZBCN-esque social media channels, whether that be Twitter or X or YouTube channels, you might know Gerald Draper very well. He does pop in the channel almost every day and pump his bags, of which he's more than welcome to. Let's take a look. I'm going to do a quick little thingo for it. Here is ZBCN, Zebec Network, crypto. It's been one we've actually been following for a while, brought to my attention by one of my amazing subscribers, who is Gerald Draper, who's probably wringing his hands and doing the in the comments right now, because he was correct. I was wrong. I did think we'd have a dip from before the previous all-time high. No, it's just rip-roared. However, we still need to keep in mind the technicals and whatnot. Okay, so let's take a look at where we are. We are at 0.0065 roughly. Okay, we went up to 0.0068. Amazing work. I mean, good on you guys for holding and being Zebec network holders. Fan-bloody-tastic. Okay, so congratulations to all. Here's what I've got. Let me get rid of some stuff here so we can see it a little bit better. I might have to go back to the drawing board. No, I don't need you anymore, because you are absolutely not necessary. Back to the drawing board here. So we're going to do some Fibonacci. I'm going to take it from this low and this high. I just want to see if it actually coincided with any highs here. No, just yet. You can see we came up to the 1.618 from this low and this high, and we found some basically perfect resistance there. We did not come down any further, so now it's sailed through. Okay, so if we're going to go higher, you could expect a touch of at least probably that 0.0075 area might be touched before we see some potential downward movement. I would say a retrace is coming very soon. Okay, we have already been in extremely overvalued for Zebec on the daily time frame. Okay, now we're coming into the point where you're seeing higher highs but lower movement on the relative strength index. Okay, again, fundamentals for Zebec might be fantastic and all that, but you know, the price does what the price does. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can definitely see potential bearish divergence coming. Let me show you the on balance. That OBV, why don't I get OBV? Oh, because I'm using the crypto general thing, so you won't get OBV on that. But we do get RSI. So higher high, and then so far a lower high on the relative strength index. Okay, so that's signaling potential bearish divergence, although we don't know if the pivot is in yet, meaning are we going to have a little bit of a top out around about here. The problem with it is you can still go higher from here, but what you need to do is you need to crack through this level on the RSI, and it has to break through it in order to say, oh, it's still confluence. Okay, if you get divergence, you're going to see a bit of a retrace. But look, you've gone up so much to go down a bit. It's healthy, man. You know, what a great chance for some of you to load up who, you know, you didn't load up as much when you feel like you should have. Cool. None of this is financial advice, by the way. But if this continues to move higher, that's great. Could get up to the next Fibonacci level of the 4.236. And that's at the 1 cent level. Of course, psychological value 1 cent. I would imagine people would be front running that around about that kind of level. 1 cent's usually a huge psychological thing for any crypto. To get through, the problem is you could get up to there, but if this flattens out, if it peaks here or below, that's a bearish divergence because that's a flattening, not a rising. Okay, that's bearish. So then you'd be looking at a decent retrace. Okay, short answer is anywhere from about here is looking like a potential retrace coming soon. Again, would I be trading this now? No, wouldn't be trading it at all. Buy and hold, sure. If you think it's going to 10 cents, a dollar, no problem. Just buy and hold. Dollar cost average, man. You know the fundamentals better than I do. But if you're a trader and like, I want to make a quick bit of cash, you don't make it at these levels, okay? You don't try and play the extra little bit, right? You don't try and make from here. Now, as I said, again, in crypto, gains can happen very quickly and they're quick gains. But you don't try and make a potential 70% here when you could have made it all the way back down here on the breakout. Okay, this is when you should have been getting in to Zebec. And this is funny thing is we were talking about Zebec before it broke out of its range. Okay, I just didn't get into it. You know, lots of other things that I'm in. That's when you wanted to get in. Now you're up. If you got in here on that breakout, you're up, dude. Hey, Zebec holder, you're up 400 and something %. Can I give you some lovely word of sound advice? Okay. Can I suggest that if you are a first-time Zebec holder and you bought anywhere kind of down here, I'm going to actually tell you anywhere up until about here. If your dollar cost average is anywhere at 0.005 or below, you've already doubled your investment. What would be the smart thing to do? The smart thing would be, because you never know where prices are going to go. Could go to the moon, right? But the smart thing to do would be sell half of your investment when it doubles. Why? Because you're recouping your initial investment and then everything else is just gravy. It's pure profit. Goes up, okay? But mate, if you guys bought down here and you're 400% up and you haven't taken your initial investment out to at least recoup that so you're not losing anything, please do that right now. Can you do that for me? Some random Aussie dude on the internet? Do that for me. Do the smart thing, yeah? Take some profits along the way. You've had a great move. Could be going higher, but just watch out for that potential bearish divergence, at least on the 4-hour time frame. Where do you think Zebec network, ZBCN, is going in the long term? Post a comment right now. I want to hear your comments in the live show. That is ZBCN. We're going to do, I did mention on the channel, what did I mention? I mentioned TOSHI and I mentioned Hype as well. So let's take a quick look at those two. My good old TOSHI fam. Ooh, not great. Not great for TOSHI at the moment. Cool. Here is TOSHI, the meme coin of base chain on the 4-hour time frame, priced in USD 00064. We have failed to break through and hold that key level, which I told you about. I'll get rid of the on-balance volume and I'll keep the RSI. Yeah, failed to break through that level. Let's see that little squiggle there. That was at that 0.0007475 area. Failed move, oftentimes from a failed move is a fast move in the opposite direction. On balance of probability, it looks pretty certain we're going to break this 0.00063 level, and then looks like we might be heading down further. If that is the case, then we work backwards, and you can definitely see now, and I'll get rid of this for you, what is a low that we could be looking at, or a potential support zone. So you want to take it from the most recent pivot low and the most recent pivot high. If I take it on the daily time frame, you can really clearly see that's just between there and there. We've had this in before, but let me pop it in for you. Right, between there and there. Yeah, that was the zag zone. Okay. The zag zone is the one between a major low and a major high in a retracement which is always sits, the zag zone is between the 0.618 and the 0.382. That's where you would normally expect some support to come in. We saw it on the daily time frame here. It bounced off the Fib 500, the 0.5. Okay, clearly once, twice. Third time tried it, didn't break that downtrend line and is down. So I would be watching for the bottom end right here. Pretty simple. That's the one that you really don't want to break if you're a Toshi lover. Okay, that's at 0.0006. Funnily enough, on my DEX screener chart, and I won't show it to you, that 0.0006 was a key level. Why? Because it lined up with this massive area of trapped money. There's buyers down here. So the question, if we break down through here, this is the problem. If you do not find support here at 0.006 and you break down through here, the question becomes, why are these buyers here now not stepping in and still being buyers here? That tells you that there's not as much confidence in Toshi at the moment. Okay, you would expect buyers to step in here. If they don't, you got to ask that question, oh crap, why not? They did it here, they did it here, they did it here. Look at these couple of spikes, but look at the closes on the daily time frame. Closed each day at or above that 0.0006 level. They don't step in here, not good. All right, then you'll be talking quite lower. Okay, and then we'll talk about lower prices after that. But you'd be looking at, an uptrend line, something like that, at least there. Yeah, 0.005455. Cool, but yeah, ask the question, why aren't they buying there? So do expect or hope for some support coming in here at 0.0006-ish kind of level. That is Toshi. Again, it's the meme coin of base chain, owned by Coinbase. CEO Brian Armstrong has a cat named Toshi. Some bright spark a couple of years ago now created Toshi in the meme coin. It's an amazing community. They're like rah, 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 Toshi, good on them. I was in it for a good portion, did well with it, got out, and now let's see where general crypto goes. If it goes in the upward direction, I'll be back in Toshi, just not there yet. That's Tosh. And I did mention Hype for some reason. Don't remember why, but let's take a look at it. Okay, cool. That would be why. Here is Hyperliquid, Hype, on the KuCoin exchange, $31.50 US cents. We have seen resistance at basically the previous all-time high, at least based on the KuCoin exchange price. And we saw, if I pop on the 4-hour, that was bearish divergence. Yes, had it drawn in previously. High. Again, just like I showed you with ZBCN, with Zebec, okay? Higher high, lower high. So it pivoted here, right? So when it did this, and it came back down to break through there, that was the pivot, okay? Then you can say, okay, higher high there, lower high there. Expect some lower prices to come because of a bearish divergence, and we have seen that. Cool. On the positive, I'll say it's positive. We're actually already we're nearly in extremely oversold or undervalued on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so it's not a huge move down. That's probably might be showing a bit of good relative strength against Bitcoin on the 1-hour time frame. On the 1 hour, you have potential, and it's only potential, regular bullish divergence. Okay, and that's where, in the opposite direction, see higher high, lower high, but instead you've got a lower low and a higher low on the relative strength index. What is the OBV telling me? Not a lot. Okay, so not a lot of volume in, so not good just yet. That's confluent, and we want that to be divergent. Lower low, potentially. The pivot isn't confirmed yet, okay? So we're not exactly certain, but look at that and look at that. Right, yeah, there-ish. Cool. So that's potential, okay? So we don't want to see it, we want to see it bounce off here, okay? Fibonacci-wise, if I take it from a recent low and a recent high, we'll go to the daily, and I'll get rid of all this flotsam and jetsam. I don't want you. Where's the most recent pivot low and pivot high? For there, you could say it's there. Ooh, this is a hard one to find. Okay, you could say it's there. We're at the, okay. So if you're taking it from there and there, you could call that a pivot low, I guess. It's not a big spike. You could say it's right here. So actually that would coincide with potential, bullish divergence. See, we're in the zag zone between this low and this high. The trick is picking where you take the low from, okay? But that kind of looks like the most recent daily pivot low. So that, as long as it stays above right here at that level right there at $30.75, okay, sure, bounce off there, no problem. Breakthrough there at $34.50, great, onwards and upwards we go. If we're taking it from a different low, then I've got to take it from, you know what, if I take it from the weekly. All right, let's take it from the weekly. That might give you a little bit. Yeah, okay, let's do that. I'm going to take it from, that's a definite weekly pivot. You can see there. Now isn't this interesting? God, I love this stuff. I love Fibonacci. So here it is on the weekly, but I'll take it back to the daily and show you. Okay, on the weekly, we're taking it from there and there. And now where we are, see where I showed you where before we were at the bottom end of the zag zone on between was like that low and that high. Now we're at the top end of the zag zone, which is very interesting. Potential bullish divergence as well. So that's the area that you could expect that after a pivot, you come back to retest. And we've done it right now. We're actually exactly at the top end right now. So a bullish move would be bouncing off there at exactly that level we showed you before, like $31 where we are now. Okay, bounce off there, do that. Yeah, great, cool. But don't be surprised if it goes somewhere into and finds support somewhere within the zag zone in here, and you do not want to find it go any lower than $26.60 US cents. Am I saying it's going there? Absolutely not. What you would find very likely is support at previous resistance. And what do you know? From a weekly low and a weekly high, the exact 0.5 is right there at previous exact resistance. Isn't that funny how it all works out? Okay, so that's at $28.50 US cents, which was actually, wasn't at the bottom of the zag zone previously. It was. So we've got confluence going on for Hyperliquid. Let me just quickly check that. Is that what I did before? It was there and there. And was that 28.50? Yes, see that right there. Remember I did that in there? Yeah, right there. There's your 0.618, which I said you'd want to bounce off. Okay, so right there. It's just obvious. So you probably didn't need all this Fibonacci, but it's good to use other tools to find confluence, okay? So now I've got confluence on 1, 2, and 3 different things, okay? And it also happens to be, resistance becomes support. So watch out for 28.50. That's the one you don't want to break, and that's where I would be expecting Hyperliquid hype to have a bounce at $28.50 US cents. That's hype. Any chart requests or anything else that we want to talk about? We've got some time here. I usually do roughly about a 1 hour show. But if I've got some time, we'll talk about some other stuff. Have any questions for a bullion dealer? I was actually a bullion dealer in my previous life as well. Do you have any questions about crypto? Any questions about investing in precious metals? In questions about investing? Do you have questions about Australia? Do you have questions about what it's like living here all my life? Do you have questions about health and wellness? As you know, I'm going to piss off the vegans right now, but as you know, I've been a hyper carnivore for a very long time. So do you have any questions about that? You want to talk about that? Do you want to talk about about my sporting adventures as well? We can talk about anything we want. We've got a bit of time. Or a chart request, and maybe I have time to look at one or two. Let's go through some comments. By the way, the super chats are open. That helps me support the show, and also it helps me... it supports the show, and it helps me see your comments as well. So if you have a particular chart request, I'm getting lots of comments. I have 220-something people watching at the moment because of probably ZBCN and some crypto stuff. But let's talk. Got a lot of people watching. Yeah, there's a lot of comments, people. Let's see. Go back. Blue Cat. Good old Toshi. Love it. Hey, good to see you, Kryptonian again. Toshi time. Mon is in the house. YouTube decided I needed an advert over my chat box. That I couldn't close or move for ages. So sorry about that. Cup and handle is my favorite sign for silver. Yes. If you just joined the show, we showed you the silver 45-year cup and handle formation, which will break, almost guaranteed. Over the long term, silver is... Okay. Buy silver while it's still affordable. I absolutely agree. To all my lovely crypto bros, you should be putting a portion of your winnings into precious metals for their next run-up. What's your thoughts on the facts surrounding silver's artificial price suppressions? It exists. I don't like it. One day, I don't know. I was going to say one day the music will stop, but I don't know that it will. What's the use? What's the case for that? Oh, it'll definitely stop. No, but here's the thing. Maybe they'll just start manipulating it in the other direction, or maybe they'll just take the foot off the neck, the boot off the neck of silver manipulation, and just ease off the throttle a bit. Okay, and then they'll just let it run. Why wouldn't they? Okay, why wouldn't they? As long as they cover their, as long as they turn their shorts into longs, and maybe they need a lot of time to turn their shorts into longs. Okay, they'll just let it go. They'll let it run. So it's probably always manipulated, but sometimes it might be manipulated in your favor, if that makes sense. Let's see, Joe. What is your deadline regarding losing hope for crypto, as in a month or a quarter? Time frame I don't worry about. It's about the pricing. So as I showed you before, for others, for crypto, I mean, you don't want to see 75K broken again on Bitcoin. That's a giant change of market structure. Bad news bears. And in terms of market cap for altcoins, I think I said I preferably don't want to see 250 billion broken, roughly. Okay, and I'll give it down to 230 billion for that little max pain down to that decline line that I showed you, and that freaks everyone out, and then it goes, sucked in, back we go. But yeah, about 250 billion, 230 billion, I don't want to see. But yeah, time-wise, time doesn't matter. In my regard, in my opinion, the only thing that's holding silver from being $100 an ounce all day is the manipulation. Yes, until it's not. Let's see. Stablecoin reserves, supply, and those ready to long ASAP. We wanted to see it go up to 100 in Bitcoin, to 135 to 150, and then correct and trickle down in dominance. I love that, sure. For tsunami altcoin wave, yes, correct. I won't do all of those stuff. I love you, Gerald, but you do talk a lot of crypto, which is good. It's great, but I can't do the same kind of comments every time. Maximus, GMS, good to see you, my friend. Pole could be in a wick-off accumulation. Oh, okay, POL. I might take a quick look at that if I have time. Let's see. Yes, please. Words of wisdom. Take some profits, please and thank you. If you don't, you're an idiot. I've seen some altcoins like Cosmos when the staking reward was 20% APR and the price kept going down and down. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Oh, Posh Sloth. What would a balanced portfolio look like to Joe Main with an E? Remove the E and you got it right. What would be a balanced portfolio look like to me? A balanced portfolio. Whoa. Okay. If you had have asked me this is very funny. Okay. Let me talk about it. Sure. You never know. This might become a timestamp. What does a balanced portfolio look like to me? This has been a question from Posh Sloth, one of my amazing subscribers. If you had have asked me, this is so funny how things change. If you had have asked me 3 months ago, 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, I would have said, you want a balance of precious metals, maybe a balance of a little bit of crypto, Bitcoin, crypto, blah, blah, blah. However, more so these days, you you have your long-term holds. Okay, so what would I say a balanced portfolio? Definitely always hold some kind of precious metal. Okay, and that's in the physical form. As you know, I've been a physical precious metal holder since 2010, stacker of silver. Okay, so I do have my core stack of Silver. I would also recommend everyone hold some kind of gold. I do hold a bit of gold, but I'm just more bullish on silver. Okay, but definitely some kind of physical precious metal. Why? Because you don't know where the world is going. And if the world goes where some people believe it might, it's a great little hedge against bad times. Okay, we're talking SHAT, shit hits the fan kind of scenarios. Cool? Because you just never know. You just need a quick bit of cash. Your bank account closes for some reason. You tweet out something. You post something on social media. CBDC, your CBDC bank, right, says, we don't like what you said about that political thing. Boop, cut you off. Okay, you've got some precious metals to take down to your local bullion dealer or swap for something. Cool. Bare minimum, you need some precious metals. Okay, so that's balanced. But then from there, honestly, from there, you're going to go where the surf is. Good. Okay. Sometimes it's crypto. Sometimes it's stocks. Sometimes it's different sectors of the stock market. Okay. So the balance is precious metals and then whatever else is looking good at the time. Okay. Over the longer term, over months, over years. Okay. At the moment, precious metals are looking very good over years. Okay. And not just the physical precious metals, but the mining stocks and all that side of things as well. Crypto, unsure of this stage. Could be a little dip, could be onwards and upwards we go, sure. However, in a big dip, you can always make money shorting markets as well. You have to be very careful with leverage and all that. Okay, got to do it smart. But you can still make money in bad times too. So balanced, precious metals, and then whatever else looks good at the time. Cool. Let's see. Thanks. You bought the meme TOSHI just because of Joe. Did you really? 500 tokens, a taste for luck to sacrifice later. Sure. Okay. Don't ever buy something just because of me, but I do like it if meme coins go back into fashion. Then TOSHI is one of the big ones because it's the meme coin of base chain. It used to be Brett, but then Brett screw Brett. All those Brett holders, you suck. TOSHI holders are the best. Let's see. Hyperliquid. No, I can get hash. Okay, no, sure. Going to put my 1-year-old to bed. Okay, no worries. Catch on the replay. USL, Pole, and ARD are the small cap silver miners you're liking. Okay, I've got probably another 10 more minutes or so. I win the right answer. Good day, stackers. That's right. BISN, the IMF. The Impossible Mission Force. No, the Bank of International Settlements in the International Monetary Fund made up your minds. Best have protection in precious metals. I absolutely agree. USL, Pole, and ARD. I'll take a quick look at those. Give me 1 second. I'm going to check something that you can't see. Am I up or am I down? What have we done? Let's see. Give me 1 second. Yeah, we've opened there. Have we opened Beach Energy? Carnaby's down. You can't see this. I've opened my Moomoo account, and you don't get to see what's in my Moomoo account. Okay. Unico, USL. Okay. Zimplats is up. Load, LDR is looking good. What was the other one? ARD and that. Okay, so let's take a quick look. Now, you're going to be seeing the delayed price. Okay, I'm going to share the screen for Maximus. So, USL Pole ARD. USL Pole ARD, take a really quick look. Okay, USL Pole ARD. I know I have some of them here. I know I have one of them because I own USL. Here's USL, Unico Silver Limited on the ASX, a silver miner that I'm in currently and I'm riding for the longer term. It's actually slightly above where I got in at the moment, I think. But even if it goes down further, I'm just riding this one. This is the longer term hold. Okay, USL is looking great over the longer term again because when silver goes, and it will, these silver miners, pretty much you could pick almost any silver miner and it's probably going to have a great run. Okay, Unico is one of the larger ones. Okay, if that's all you need to know. Looking good. This is the daily time frame. We'll just zoom out and show you the monthly. Out of interest. That's the monthly. Won't even do technicals. Just look at that. Okay, that's the monthly time frame for USL. That's its previous all-time high. So maybe use that as a guide. It was $1 Okay, and this is going back to, well, what happened here in March of April of 2020. Okay, we all know what happened there. This does not go back. Now, would have been great to know what this stock didn't exist during the last silver run. Okay, in 2011, 2010, 2011. It would have been good to have info of what did it do back then. If it had have existed back then, how far would it have run? How far would it have run? Because then you could have gotten a gauge for what it might do in this next silver bull run when we get up to 50, break 50 and get into price discovery, right? Oh man, silver miners are going to go crazy. Okay, but look, even if you get to the previous all-time high, which in a silver bull run, silver miners, this thing, I'm giving you a I'm giving you a bullion silver, a silver bullion guarantee, a 99.99% pure silver guarantee that we at least hit $1 in the next silver run. Okay, so what's that? That's a 5 times from here. Not financial advice, could tank from here. And bear in mind, this is an individual company stock. So you're up to the whims of this company. Do they have a good CEO? All that kind of stuff. Okay, so you might not want to play individual stocks. You might want to do something like the SIL, which is a conglomeration and index of silver miners. Probably the best way to do it. I am taking a little bit of a punt on this individual stock, SIL. I'm expecting it. If nothing else happens, if the company stays the company that it is right now, it's going to at least $1. Okay, I'm going to 5 times my money, at least. And on a massive silver run, I don't know. It's in price discovery. Okay, so that's USL. I'll take a look at ARD. I do have it. So it's in my light blue. It's in the ones that I'm looking at. My list is way too long. Here is ARD, Argent Minerals. Okay, on the ASX. Argent Minerals. Okay, here's where it was in 2011. Argent Minerals, that's a silver play, isn't it? I think it is. So you've got, 2009 to 2011. Okay, so we've got up to about 28.5 cents. We're at 2.1 cents at the moment. Pick a level. Okay, let's go. You've got that downtrend line to get out to contend with. Okay, so obviously I did some previous analysis before. Right here, you could make 125% right now. Not saying to do it, but you could make 125% right now by buying now. Don't do what I'm suggesting. I'm not even suggesting it. But by buying right now and then playing it just to the decline, just to the resistance, and you will find resistance here, guaranteed, right? You're going to find resistance around about this downtrend line because it's a massive one, okay? Doesn't mean you tank from here and then it's just downward dog for the rest of time. No, but just, you could have a short-term trade over this is the monthly time frame, so we're talking, into next year or maybe end of this year, right? If silver goes to 50 this year, I'd be expecting this to have a decent run. That's 125% or more from there, okay? Now, let's say it goes to some other larger levels. Let's take the high and let's take it from the low, okay? And let's assume we are going to go through a massive silver run. Silver goes to $50, gets into price discovery. Silver miners go absolutely crazy, and ARD does on the ASX, right? Where's the main zag zone? Where's the big trapped money in that area, okay? You're talking about right up in here, okay? You've got some hurdles to get over, okay? Do understand that, okay? You've got some trapped money that you need to get through here. You've got some trapped money. Yeah, we can get through there. The next kind of area of trapped money is up where that, isn't that interesting? It's up where that decline is, okay? So you can see it right here. That's a highlighter, Joe? No. Right there. Some trapped money there. Trapped money means people bought here thinking it was going to go higher, and now the people who haven't taken losses, because most people don't, okay? Traders do. They take a stop loss and they go, okay, I lost $100. I lost $1,000. I lost 1% of my portfolio. Oh, well, I live to fight another day. But the holders go, oh, we're all the way down here. I'm just going to wait till it gets back. Oh, it's taking way too long. This is the market psychology, right? Think of yourself in here, right? And you're a buyer and holder. You go, oh, it's down. It'll come back, sure. Well, it's been a while. I mean, geez, it's October 2012. Oh, it's been 7 years. Oh, my God. We're back up here. Some of those people took some they broke even here and they went, I'm out of this game. It's been 9 years. 8 years, I'm out. I'm breaking it even. Some people went, oh no, I think we're going up again. I'll hold my stuff. I'll crap them back down again. So do expect some selling to occur around about here. And gee, that's around about that decline, okay? So you could take the trade now-ish, get 100, 125%, sell half on double, and then ride the rest. Pure gravy, baby. Then we'd be talking about into here, and then it's this zone right here. So anywhere between 11 cents up to 17.5 cents is the next zone that you'd expect major resistance to be. And where is the trapped money? Well, you've got a bunch of trapped money. Gee, what do you know? Right about there. So that's at the top end right there. Cool. So that's the area of resistance I'd be expecting. And then right there, that's from here. That's 430%. That's not bad. You're telling me you're not going to take at least some profits around about there? Of course you are, okay? But you are contending with this first, okay? But again, silver goes in a big run, goes into price discovery, 50, 75, 100, triple digit silver in US dollar terms. Watch these go. Cool. Am I saying you can get 400%? No, but that's the next major area. Cool. And POL, I think was one. Do I have it? Yes, I do. Good. Polymetal Resources. Yes, this is the one that had a huge move in the last year or so. Okay, so this is Pol. That's had a massive move. Okay, this did it back in September last year. Okay, Pol. Okay, so if I take it from this low and this high, I'm going to take it from this low and this high. Where are we on Pol? We came back to test exactly the Fib 500 from this low and this high on the monthly time frame. Now, I bet you any money you like. Well, I won't bet you any money, but I'll give you a 99.99% guarantee. See this double top right here? This double top happened, and I haven't even checked it. It's happened on bearish divergence. Probably on the monthly time frame, but at least on the weekly. Okay, if I pop on the relative strength index, happened on bearish divergence. Didn't even need to look at it. Okay, because what's that? That is at least on the weekly. Yep, there you go. There she is. Right there on the weekly. You had a double top. So you had a flattening out of the price, but you had a decline in the relative strength index between there and there. Massive. That was a big bearish divergence signal. So if you had been buying around here, you saw the top here and you're like, oh, that's at $1. Fantastic. And then you go, oh, a bit of a retrace. Oh, we've retraced to the 0.5 level. That's within the zag zone that we talk about. Cool, that's great. And then you saw it go up to $1 again. You're like, oh man, we're going to break $1. If you had been watching the relative strength index and you go, oh, hang on, we're at the all-time high again, but we're nowhere near the all-time high in the relative strength index, you would have gone, okay, some bearish divergence there. We might expect a bit more of a dip. We have seen a bit more of a dip. I will say, though, for Pol, it hasn't dipped that much. Okay, if you take a look from here and here, there and there, there we go. So all I need to show you is get rid of you and you. So then from this low and this high, we have seen a bit of a dip. However, where did we find exact support at? Oh, I know I sound like a broken record, and I know I do all that like, oh, surprise, surprise, like all that sarcastic stuff. But it's just amazing once you learn about zag zones and the Fibonacci and all that. It's just amazing how it basically works out almost every time. A lot of the time, I should say. Exact support here, okay, at that 76 cent level in Australian dollar terms, okay? That's the level you need to hold. So hold 76, 75, 77 cents. Hey, you're looking good. That's good. Great. Breakthrough there, then we'll talk, lower prices. So hold there. Great. See a beautiful, that would be good. Get back above. For me, I need to see it get back above right here. I mean, back above there is good. Back above there is even more preferable at 90 cents. If you break 90 cents, new all-time high coming in Pol, like very soon. If you come back to here, that can always be a dead cat bounce and back down. So watch out for resistance here at 85 Australian cents. You break through 91.5. Yeah, new all-time high coming in poll. Cool. That's poll. That was for you, Maximus, my friend. And for everyone else. Final comments and we shall get out of here. Balance is the key, folks. He went down easy. Don't you love it when your kids go down easy to sleep? It's so good. Yeah. And when it's not, God, it's bad. You got to watch your own emotions. On that, balance is the key, folks. I'm going to quickly do something very quick on that. I do agree that balance, I'll just keep the thing up. I do agree that balance within investments is a good idea. You know, have a balanced-ish portfolio. Again, you want to go where the surf is good. You want to go where everything's, you know, looking like it's in an uptrend, okay, or an emerging uptrend coming out of accumulation zones and all that kind of stuff. So balance, yes, and you don't want to hold just one stock. Okay, you know, if you're bullish on silver mining stocks, don't just hold one random micro cap stock, okay? Yeah, balance your investment. If we're talking balance in general, balance is good, you know, work life, family life, fun life, okay, balance is good. I will say one thing though, and I'm getting a little preachy here and I apologize. If we're talking about balance in your food intake, a balanced diet is 100% complete bullshit. In my humble opinion, you don't need to balance your diet with what? Good food and bad food, or food that's optimal for you and food that's not optimal for you. A balanced diet thing that people, you know, throw on you, the media throws on you, it's because they want you to buy their stuff. Well, you know, eat the good stuff, but you got to have a balanced diet. Why don't you eat these whole grains and these things and this cereal and this, that? You got to have a balance. As part of a balanced diet, you need fiber. No, you don't. You don't need fiber in your diet. As balance of diet, you need to eat, you know, a wide range of plants and this. No, you don't. You're a hyper-carnivore. Sorry, I'm really preachy on that, but you are. You're an obligate carnivore as a human being. There is no scientific repudiation to that, as far as I understand it to be. Anyway, balancing things mostly, diet, no. Sorry for going on a bit of a rant. That's it, my funky people. You have been watching Good Morning Stackers for the last day of the week, Friday the 30th of May, 2025. From next week, the format of the show might be changing a little bit. You may not get a live every single week. You're going to get content every single weekday, no problem. Actually, you might start getting content on the weekend as well. I might be doing a balance of pre-recorded, quick, like 10-minute separate precious metals and separate crypto videos, updates, rather than doing a live show every single weekday. I'm planning on going live at least twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, but I'm just mixing things up. Got to see how we go. Yeah, that is it. Grab your tasty beverages, my funky people. We shall do the final synchronized slurp, and we also dance out of here. I learned my lesson in 2017 when I went all in crypto and I found out. Yeah, exactly. We have all been there, my friend. Me particularly, if you heard that story not that long ago. Grab your tasty beverages. Whatever you're drinking, I don't care. If it's alcoholic, don't ingest too much poison, okay? If it's non-fluoridated water like me, chef's kiss. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the final synchronized slurp. We shall do the synchronized slurp and we'll dance it out as well. Have an amazing weekend. You have watched.
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do that.
Synchronized slurp.
3, 2, 1, go.
On the move.
Oh, so slurpy. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll see you guys next week. Have an amazing weekend. Bye.